What up? What's up, guys? I am testing out the YouTube live stream here on YouTube. I actually been doing a lot of Facebook live streaming. I did one today, and it was some advice for college students. So I'm testing the live stream if it's better for me to record, but I just like to talk and just put my thoughts out. So for those who don't know me, I'm welcome to my page, YouTube channel. I would say I'd be more active on my YouTube channel, giving out more value, trying to give out more content. First, my intention is to add more value to whatever you may, are looking for. So just to give you a little background, I'm John Herrera. I actually feel like on my YouTube videos, it's kind of mixed up. So I wanted to get more clarity on what I want to put out for the message. Um, I am, and still am a DJ, but I have a background in, owning nightclubs, doing festivals, events. I am currently doing financial coaching, consulting, and business coaching, and into crypto cloud mining. So if you see videos, it's just that I'm very, very I would say, multifaceted in trying and learning new things. So one of the things I'm also, putting out there is really adding more value on podcast. There's a cool app called Anchor.fm where I just record. I'm trying video. I'm trying podcast just to put out content, and I actually want to create this YouTube live stream because, hey, I have a Facebook page. It's about 200,000 plus likes, but I want to create more value and really put some content out there for people who have similar issues. And I was pretty inspired that I read this book. I'm actually starting to read a book called Connected Goodness by David Meltzer. So I like David because really he's one of the business authors who really talk about the things I'm very passionate about, which is law of vibration, energy, attraction. And I've always had that deep sense of knowing that, people who get what they want are actually vibrating in the same level. And once I started getting into more of the study, the science, the quantum physics, the universal laws, the esoteric understanding, and going deeper, I would say the past 6 to 18 months, I've been super disciplined to learning more about these laws and understanding, not only knowing, but also practicing. So great shift has been happening, learning more about how these, how thought is just not a thought that passes by, but thought is actually, it has weight, it has substance, it has a frequency. And something struck me today when you talk about vibration, and David said, you know what vibrates the fastest? And he goes, the truth. And if you're actually vibrating your own truth, it tends to manifest in whatever it shows up in your life. It can be your truth is scarcity. It can show that up. It can show up in your life. So this is just creating more awareness about, a lot of people usually ask, especially money is one of the highest topic research on internet, how to earn money, how to create more money. A lot of them are very how-to based, vehicle-based driven strategy. And one of the, I would say, people I've been listening to is Kevin Trudeau. And there's this thing called the training balance scale. He says the training balance scale is basically, with anything that regards to money or anything about thought and action. You have the feeling side, you have the action side. You would say 10% or 5% would be mostly technicality, skill, how to. 95, he would even said 99% is thoughts, feelings, intentions. And when that really got to me about 6 to 12 months ago, I said, you know what, I'm gonna try this holistically, discipline, and let's just say for the past 3 years, I always say, hustle looks good. Hustling is actually cool. But what I wanted to really bend is really, what if I just stayed intent and good feeling and start creating more of these feelings of the things I want to attract and start training my mind and feeling it like it was already here. So a lot of that philosophy is actually from books like the Master Key System, which I'm reading back every day. Neville Goddard, which is another great author if you want to learn about manifestation. Abraham Hicks, Wayne Dyer. And I've been practicing this for six months, getting better. And what I realized from the past, I'd say, awareness, reading and understanding is different from knowing and being. And that means versus like you can be positive, but you don't know that you have blind spots. You have these subconscious habits. And the more you spend time in stillness, the more you spend time in calmness and spending time alone, you start to track circumstances, people. And that would be basically the quantum law is in physics, which is like attracts like. You can only track what you are equal to and less of. So if you want to track a certain level of income or wealth or a certain level of you would have to be feeling and vibrating at that frequency. And I always thought the thought was the powerful conduit, when I realized that it was not. It was the gratitude, it was the feeling, it was the heart. And the heart is, I think, thousands of times more electromagnetically stronger than the thought. And I've been doing more research with, Greg Braden, when he said really feeling is the prayer, and praying really is basically how you can create, if you are in a place where you're not, which in perception where you feel it's not good, it can be painful, it can be lack. That is just a frequency you're on. And how to shift out of that is what you call the breakthrough. And the breakthrough is really understanding that there's no good and bad. It's just awareness of, it's like a door that swings both ways. And if you know how to swing the door, and if you know how to tune the frequency, you can step out of that frequency and tune it. So what is really the power here? It is the power of your feelings. It is the power of thought, and it's the power of visualization. When people always ask, are you chasing something in life? Usually people chase material things that would seem to give them some type of feeling. But when you realize you have a certain technology, and if you can feel things before they come, magically, by law of physics, you create circumstances that will come to you. So a lot of emphasis is basically put on stillness, positive thinking, law of vibration. And I would probably, as simple as I can say it, that's really what is the hardest thing to do, is to manage your mind, manage your feelings. And mind and feelings is something that a lot of people have resistance, because the ego puts a lot of resistance on your highest evolvement. And usually the ego is there to protect you. Of course, if you start changing, the ego only wants to protect your old self. That's why it's always higher vibrations, higher self. So, I named this YouTube stream basically because it's, broke breakthrough blessings. I just say broke because a lot of people talk about being broke, and a lot of the problems is on lack of. If there's abundance, there's broke. And I would say I'll make this into two-part conversation. A is that you have to be on a frequency of appreciation of having something and being in gratitude. If you cannot see gratitude, you will not be in the frequency of abundance. And that, I think that is the first thing I would like to put out there. If you're grateful, if you can find a way to be grateful and practice that vibration, you would call that a paradigm shift in your bending energy and your bending. So I was watching Will Smith. It was actually very, very entertaining. I don't really like watching celebrity stuff, but he puts a lot of insight about bending the universe, giving intention and manifesting. And I've been hearing this word a lot, manifesting, with like people who barely, I don't say barely, but who wouldn't put out there, especially celebrities. So celebrities like Denzel Washington, Will Smith, and he's been putting out there. So I'm pretty obsessed with his YouTube. So intention and manifesting is really, frequency, frequent and see, like frequent and you see. If you can have a frequent feeling, you start to see it. And if there's this book by Wayne Dyer, if you believe it, you will see it. Not if you see it, you'll believe it. And that's where imagination, faith, and trust, and really passing it on to the universe. So although there's things that you don't, outcomes that don't happen in a way, and ask yourself, what is attract? Why am I attracting this? What am I to learn from it? Usually, your ego would be pissed off. You'd be sad, but maybe it's a way for you to create a higher level of consciousness. Wait, what can I learn from here? Maybe I should meditate. Maybe this is teaching me how to become more grateful. Maybe something bigger and better is on the way. So I always say that if you're on a right frequency, you can start bending things your way, bending your will. And that's where you can really stretch yourself and grow and really build. So what is the breakthrough here? Like the famous philosopher Socrates says, know thyself. If you don't know yourself and be very aware of how you think, how you feel, Gary Vaynerchuk is very big on know yourself and awareness. You cannot understand how things really work in terms of your energy, what you're creating on a daily level, and how you would react to certain events. So let's say your energy is basically, you can type in anything into what you want, but you need to be willing to put in the inner work. You have to put the stillness, the gratitude, and people think gratitude and meditation is just sitting at home and not doing anything. That's just more of like aligning, like priming your energy. And I feel that there needs to be more awareness, so all of us learn how to really hack the system, kind of like unplugging from the matrix and really bending things your way. And that's really I think the I would say the mystery behind all these books, and I would say the Bible, which is decoded not into religion, but more of there's secret things that you could see, and there's always subtext and sub meanings behind it. So the breakthrough is really once you realize that there's power. The challenge for people who have a hard time is really practicing it, and that's really what Kevin Trudeau says: is 5 minutes to learn, takes a lifetime to master. And he has a really great online audio live seminar called Your Wish Is My Command. So if it's 5 hours, 8 hours, 13 hours, I think if it's compressed, try and learn, watch that, listen to it. I even listen to it like sleeping. So I'm on my 100th time, 200th time, just because you get new information. So what puts you in a high vibration? I'll put it really simple. I have a journal. I write down dreams, goals, and I start feeling, what if game? What if this were happening now? What if this were done? You start putting yourself in the present moment and start feeling like this is happening. This is real. This is it. This is now. And you start being grateful, and you start, have a pure 20 seconds smiling, like, what if this could happen? And that's really how you can bend things your way. Internally, your subconscious mind doesn't know what the difference is, if it's real or not. But your subconscious will start, sending out signals and start looking for ways to connect you to that thing. But what really is the key is the mother is the key to all success. The repetition is the key to success. The mother to success. So repetition. How often do you do it? It's not how long you do it in a day, but every day, like brushing your teeth and working out. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And if you don't do it with feeling, you start to now align, allow. You have inspired action, and you get these what you call blessing. Sometimes blessings, you have to look at it, everything can be a blessing, a learning experience. It can be material, it can be money. But, if you live your life a blessing, you'll start to expect blessings, and you start to receive blessings. And that's really the energy shift, where you live on a higher level, higher plane. And this is not what you consider just, physical hard work, but physical, more internal work, rewiring your brain, rewiring your neural pathways, rewiring your belief systems, adjusting your paradigm shifts, and money is a result. I would make it that simple. Money is a result. And if you can find ways to add value, and if you can find ways to create or product or service to improve people's lives, and you have an exchange, money is a result. So, you get these ideas if you find a way or outlet to help people. If you can see be a problem solver. Problem solvers get the most type of compensation, and whatever problem, big size or small, if you can scale that, you would have no problem getting your, I would say, compensation. So, what's the best way to go through this if you're in a position where you're not? So, hey, you know, there's no best way, like there's no better way to find clarity if you're like in a hard place. So you can do what other people do is you either, it's like when you're swimming, you're swimming, it's like, oh no, stop swimming, like you're in quicksand. Just stay calm and start, adjusting, like what got me here, what beliefs got me here, what emotion am I feeling. Start doing a personal inventory. Start understanding what took you to that level and what can you adjust in terms of your mindset and your feelings. And you're going to be more aware, like fear, doubt, worry are the things that block abundance. So if you're feeling fear, doubt, worry, even stress is a way of, is a sub, like it's like a cousin of fear, worrying and stress, all that. Ask them, what are you worried about? But if you start trusting and start giving access to the universe and abundance or God or higher source, you start leveraging. And not saying that you're just giving everything to the Lord. You also have to put some action in there's a balance. So what is it? Really understanding yourself and knowing yourself and having that intuition. And you start to develop a relationship where you start saying, oh, I start getting this. I know I have experience with my power. Since abundance is something that people don't know how to tap into, I would say start focusing on gratitude and start focusing what you have now. And it'll start to shift the vibration. And by vibration, things will happen. Things will shift because that's by law. The higher the way you vibrate, it attracts its level or anything below it. So if you can just think of feel that you're getting certain things and feel it will show up in a way. And the ingredients will show up, not necessarily the thing. The ingredients, some pieces you have to put together, and that's, I think, how you can apply this. So broke to breakthrough to blessings. If you find value in this, I would say maybe try listening to Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks. I'm listening to a lot of Master Key System, and I find that very valuable. So hopefully you like this, and I'd like to get some comments.